Okay, here goes. So this is essentially a long overdue continuation of the tutorial I did in regards to making models for VRChat when it came specifically in regards to Arc System Works styled models, namely Dragon Ball Fighters for this moment, but I do have plans going forward for other model types such as Guilty Gear and all that. But for the time being, I want this brief little video with some explanation. This video is gonna discuss how you can go about merging armatures together, so that way all your assets for a specific avatar are under one skeleton, so to speak, without having issues like weight painting. Well, you're probably gonna bump into those issues anyway, but this is one that, from what I've been able to get put together, has minimized the risk a little. So, but anyways. It's like, if you've been wondering about where I've been, wait until the end of the video, because I'll have a full explanation here, and I've also got some lo-fi music, just so that way it's not just like me constantly talking. I've also got it at a very low volume, so it doesn't completely override my voice. So, this one is just going to be an example for one of my avatars upcoming, which is Gohan. Specifically adult Gohan. So, let's just get some of the assets I need first. Which in this case, I need Gohan's base model, his Super Saiyan model, a couple of modded assets just for the sake of this tutorial. So let's just get this first. So let's go to my asset dump for this GHT being Gohan's texture packs. Gohan's pack in the folder. Having a stroke. Alright, so for this one we need just basically all three of these. Because oh wait. Aim dumb. That's Teen Gohan. I already have a Teen Gohan model in the works. I need GHU. I am completely dumb. There we go. This is better. So that's one of them. Let's get the GHVs. Now, as you see, there are two models here. One of the tricks you can do, because technically speaking, these two meshes are both have the same vertex groups. So you can get away with using one and the other on the same armature with one simple trick. So like the first thing you want to do is, let's say I want to use the GHU body armature. So like what we want to do, we just simply delete this. Now we just have the mesh. It still has its vertex groups, but it's not bound to any armature. However, what you can do, while you have this, your desired mesh selected, hold Shift, and then you click on the armature you want to attach it to. While just so that way you know you've got it right, you'll know notice the outline around your mesh is glowing, it's now a darker orange versus the the armature you selected, which is sort of a yellowish orange. So what you want to do now is, while holding Control and your mouse is over the scene, press P, and it will bring up this little menu. What you want to do, because this mesh is already weight painted to the same armature, all you have to do is click Armature Deform. Now now you notice how the mesh is gone here from my outliner? That's because it's right here. So let's get into, give me one moment. Let me just get rid of all the non-essential stuff. So just delete those. And then just hide one of them for now. Because the plan of this is I want to make my Gohan a multi-transform avatar. So moving on to this, let's just quickly grab the textures I need. And for context, I have because of how up-to-date the Arc System Works shader is, I've had to use older versions, and one of them, when I packed it in, it had the Supreme Kai's textures on it, so that's why it started off having pink skin and all that, blah blah blah. So this is just me always having to update it when I have to use Blender 2.93. If I was using Blender 3, like 3.6 or whatever then it's gonna be, it will work just fine. It's just like a little hoop I have to personally jump through when it comes to putting together avatars. So this, and then delete this. Wait, no. Damn it. Sorry, I just got back from college and I wanted to get this out before I get summoned somewhere else. Alright, that's Gohan. That's Spring Has decal. Switch it to this. There we go. That's much better. So we have this. Just give me 1 second. Well, I will be right back. I'm just gonna quickly go through the recording and get some stuff together of what will be needed for the next thing to merge armatures. Alright, I'm back. So I just wanted to quickly import something that I was gonna add to Gohan's model. So for this one, I yanked this hair mesh from Gotenks because in a mod I saw for a Super Saiyan 3 look for Gohan, it just reuses Goku's hair. So I wanted to have my own little spin on it by using Gotenks' hair, which has no bangs at the front, so it will work with Gohan's hair. So I wanted to also cover this, but since I was in the process of doing it, so I want to make sure this fits on the same texture sheets as Gohan, because right now it's currently UV mapped to Gotenks' hair, to Gotenks' textures, which would just add increase the performance drop. So let's address that. So what you want to do, just to make things easier, if you're in edit mode, you want to click this. This will reveal all the UV maps. It's in the UV editor. So you want to click on this, bring up your UV editor, and if you don't have an extra window like this, you can always just go into the top left here, and then just drag across to create another window. So once you do, UV editor. So there is a quick little trick for this. So basically, imagine this as a grid. Each one, here, etc., etc., is its own value, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you want to do is you want to quickly, not quickly, sorry. You want to select all of the mesh that's in one column here, just by clicking and dragging. So there's a little button combination you can press to move the mesh over so it's in line with the texture. To move horizontally, you want to press G, X. Now, as you see, if I move my mouse, it's only going sideways. Then you want to press -1. So to the left, if you want to move something to the left, you want to go negative values. If you want to move the mesh to the right of the UV editor, you need positive values. So we just move these all over. It's Super Saiyan 3 hair meshes are split along a lot of columns, so it takes a little bit. 5. It also doesn't help that I've got a plaster on my middle finger, so typing these out with that constant when I can't feel where my middle finger is going, gets annoying. And yes, I say plaster, but that's because that's how it's pronounced. How we describe bandages. So sorry if I make you cringe, U.S. citizens who use the word bandage. It's every time I try and say bandage, I make my own grandparents cringe. So this is just one phase of the things you need to do in regards to epping. So let's just quickly, last one here. Now, it's all in the same column, but not in the same row. So to move things down, you want to select one row. You want to go G, then Y. -1 will move down. Positive values move up. So just like use that little cheat sheet. Down, negative values down and left for horizontal. Positive values moves to the right on X, and positive values move like UV maps up. So GY -2, GY 1. There we go. Now they're all in the same row and column. It's a bit of a mess, but there's a method to my madness here. So let's grab Gohan's base texture. And then, for the sake of just this tutorial, I'm disabling the alpha. You normally want to keep this at straight, so that way, because this, like, using the alpha of the base texture, it controls things like specular reflections and that, but that's for animation purposes, not really for the sake of a VRChat avatar. So let's just address that real quick. So, as you can see, it does come over here a little bit. So we want to make sure this fits comfortably on this section. So I notice there's a little bit of a gap to the right, so I can move this over a little. Okay, it does go over, so definitely need to scale this on X a little bit. Not too much, just a tiny bit. And we move this over. There we go. Now it sits nice and comfortably in there. Now we want to put it, like, just for the sake of visual consistency with Gohan's Super Saiyan here, let's move this down onto the Super Saiyan textures. Granted, it's a bit smaller, so we want to also scale on the Y-axis and shrink it down so it fits nicely inside. You can't really do this for everything. It works only, from observations, it only works for the hair. So, otherwise, it just looks weird. There we go. See? Looks pretty neat with this. So let's unhide Gohan's mesh, which is down here. This just had to I had to rig it. That's why I had to cut off recording, because I was doing the rigging earlier. So we want this one. Open up the initial armature and bring it up. So let's also, while I'm at it, use pose. So let me just quickly hit fix, because, like, if you want to follow a full rigging tutorial, I'll link my original one in the description, so that, like, it maintains consistency. So if I start pose mode, I want to shrink the head. I want to shrink the head def bone on this, because that controls the base of the head. There we go. So if I shrink this should start shrinking the base of the hair. Now if I shrink it along here, there we go. Now it blends in a bit easier. Apply as rest pose. So I'll obviously fix that later, but so how do we go about merging these two armatures together safely? So there are two things you need to worry about with this. One, you need to make sure both armatures are named roughly the same, excluding bones such as, say, the Super Saiyan 3 hair bones here. It's like, these are what you want to add, and these you want to make sure they have the same name, so that way it doesn't conflict with this rig. Now, it won't matter if they don't match in terms of sizing. What matters is that their naming needs to match. So in order to merge an armature, I want to go here, custom model creation. So this is just to merge armatures, but if you want to add a custom mesh, you could just click this and you just pick the mesh if it's named something specific. Anyways, go back to merge armatures. My personal trick for this, I disable join meshes, and then I highlight apply transforms. It's grayed out, but it does work. So let's just click merge armatures. Now, just for a test, it's a common thing I do. I start pose mode and then I move something over. Sometimes cats have this weird issue where it sometimes forgets some of the weight paints. Not like removes them, but it just like it's like what was this was bound to again kind of moment. But so far, looks like it works. Just tilt the head just to make sure. Let's see, hips, spine, chest, neck, and head. Yep, looks good. It's like no conflicting weights, nothing broken. Okay, so far so good. So let's just, for the sake of my own personal sanity, move this in. Enable proportional editing, G, and then Y. There we go. Now it sits nice and comfortably inside the scalp. So it's not like, it's not, man, I have so many, man, I keep like having a stroke. I'm just using that more as a joke more than anything, so don't take it too seriously. Anyway, so now that should cover how to merge armatures, as well as if you're combining, say, a hair mesh, how to apply another model's UV maps on when it comes to fighters textures. It looks a little weird in edit mode, but I plan to do some more adjustments going forward. So this was just a quick rundown. Anyways, I will be moving on to a description. I'll just put some gameplay of one of my favorite games in the background while I'm doing this. Okay, so I had to fiddle around with my sound for a bit so that way I can get my voice through without transmissions deciding to be all burr. So it's like it's time I address why I've been gone for so long. So, to put it long story short, it has been a complicated situation. It's like I've been dealing with a lot of personal drama, so I won't go into too many details, but let's just say it involves both online and offline. I had failed relationships, it's like family issues, and that's pretty much mainly it. There's also the fact that I have been studying for the Bachelor of Animation as of February 2023. So, like currently, at the time of this recording, I have only about a week before the end of semester break for September, which will probably be about 1 to 2 weeks, and then I'll move on to the rest of an assignment, which will go on until almost the end of the year. So like that has been taking up a lot of my time, as well as me playing, hanging out with my friends and just enjoying games like Warframe again. Before, for a couple of years, I fell off Warframe, and easily a couple of years, and it was more just burnout because I had everything in the game at the time. Now that ever since because the last update I was playing hardcore on was, I think, just before Fortuna launched. So this was also why my tutorials on mod builds had changed, had stopped. I stopped doing. That's why I mainly stopped doing those, because everyone else could easily cover them better than I could, and not to mention I have my own style to play. Also, nice. I saw that level. Couldn't resist funny number. So anyway, moving on. There are plenty of things, as a result of me going to college, there are plenty of things I still have on my backlog. As you saw with the tutorial, I've also got Gohan in the works. I also have updates to older avatars that were in SDK 2, but I'm porting to SDK 3 and adjusting meshes, as well as adding new stuff. For example, I have in the works. I'm working on a Goku Black model. On an update, the updated Goku Black will have all the same forms as my SDK 2 avatar, but it also has additions such as custom outfits, for example, yanking from the Vampire Goku Black mod, giving him a suit, I also have the... Basically, unlike my SDK2 avatar, the outfits will be on a wheel slider, just like my SDK3 avatar of Goku, Vegeta. You get the idea. So, like, that's just one example of many. I'm also for Sonic avatars. I'm also working on SDK3 version of Silver. That's actually been coming along quite well, but I wanted to do some more cinematic stuff with them, so it's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Oh, fuck. So, yeah, everything is, like, it's, to put it simply, I have a huge backlog of stuff. I've also, like, including some personal ideas of my own, like, custom renders involving my OC, who was in the thumbnail for the last tutorial video. For context, her name's Maya, and I wanted to, like, I really did like, I had a lot of fun messing with the design, even using her in some of my own animatics. For, in animator terms, that's essentially her having, it's a placeholder for an animation. So, like, it's pretty, like, so it's meant to be bad quality, it's not meant to be a finished product, but I also, like, have been working on some renders, which I've also been putting together. I will also leave on screen. Just like around here is it's like messing around with things like tone mapping, which lets me control the shadows on the model, as well as just in general just messing with various visual effects from both using Dragon Ball FighterZ assets, as well as some custom assets of my own. It's like, it is a lot of fun to do. It's like, there's, like, I've also been a bit, I guess, hesitant to upload avatars as well, because there have been instances where I've been not so much a fan of websites like Ripper.store and all that. It's like, why do you have such a hate boner for people who make avatars that you have to basically steal Unity packages? Like, why? What's the point? I'm just doing this for fun, and yet you just want to steal my stuff to make money off of it. I mean, yes, I do offer commissions, but it's like, compared to some people that charge thousands of dollars, my prices are way cheaper by comparison. It's like, at most, you see me charge is $50 US. And no, I'm not plugging my commissions here. It's like, I'm putting any new commissions on hold until I've sorted out college, because considering the type of assignments I've had to do during this course, it's been tough to balance both. So, but yeah, there's also plenty of other updates to things like my fighters model, like not just fighters avatars for VRChat, but fighters mods as well. It's like, I will leave, like, I'm going to be leaving custom trailers at the end of this, so you can see what I have in mind for them. But, yeah. Like, I do hope you enjoy the little, like, sneak peeks I plan to do. And I even got my, as part of that, I was, more just for personal improvement, I improved my skills in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So now I can do my own custom, like I have my own decent, like, killer combos as well. It's like, and it's, so yeah, enjoy some pretty neat gameplay to go alongside the mod previews, unlike with what I did initially with Slick Goku and Teen Gohan and Gohan Black. Speaking of, I really need to do some more stuff for Gohanverse as well. That will be fun. Anyways, thanks for hearing me out. I hope you understand my situation, and just like, let's just say, as of November this year, or December, whenever college finishes for this year, expect a lot of content uploads, both in terms of my friends who have got, like, pending commissions, as well as things like, as well as public avatar ideas that I've been wanting to work on. Anyways, thanks for watching. Enjoy the trailers. Okay. Okay, Lotus. Jesus, way to interrupt my, like, little quick thing. Another stroke. Anyways, before I move on to the trailers, I wanted to also clarify something else, is that my channel was just using placeholder stuff. I didn't think I was going to make a full-on, like, thing, so I guess if I am to do more content uploads going forward, I want to do a facelift, so to speak. It's like I wanted to update my channel icon, wanted to use some of my renders for a banner. Lotus, can you please, can you not? Anyway, before the game's announcer decided to interrupt me, it's like going forward, I want to essentially update the appearance of my channel, do a little cleanup. It's like, because I don't have the kind of money to afford things like editors and all that, so I do a lot of the stuff myself. It's like using things like Premiere Pro. As my skills improve, so too will the quality of my videos if I do decide to continue uploading. So, I will announce if that is going to be the case, but otherwise, my uploads, apologies if they're going to be quite sporadic and at random. So, regardless of that, it's like, I hope you did enjoy the tutorial. I will be continuing to do some more stuff, like covering the Unity aspects of things, but my main focus will be on just getting college sorted. So, let's see here. Where are you spawning? There you are. Ow. But yeah, I do hope you can understand my situation, and hope you enjoy the trailers. Peace.